Great. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Chris Seline. I work for the engineering department at Dolby Laboratories. Basically, we're going to discuss our EMC VNX and why we like it and what sort of results we have. So, as you know, Dolby is an engineering company. We do SDKs and actual hardware. And this is to support our developer workload. So we basically have about 300 VMs running off your standard sort of two-socket systems. The pain point is, as you guys know, as soon as you start virtualizing and sharing disks, I/O kills you. Everybody understands memory. Everybody understands CPU. Very few people, when you go, oh, it's slow because of the I/O, they look at you funny. That's unfortunate. And for us, as for everybody, it's latency. Are you getting your I/Os to the disk and back in a timely manner? So this is a quick view. We're all familiar with it. You have a bunch of hosts, a SAN, and storage. Why are we using a SAN instead of NFS? It's just faster. It's more trouble to administer, but it's much faster. Why fiber channel over iSCSI? There's a slight performance advantage. There's also the advantage that basically with separate fiber channel switches, you never ever have to worry about somebody coming on and changing the configuration on you because they need to upgrade it or they need to support something new. So this, and I apologize about the size, is your standard VNX. On the far left, you have the SAN. Then you basically have the front end, two separate storage processors. The storage processors are connected to each other. And then out the back end, you have flash and a bunch of disks. And that's basically what we have. We set it up as simple as possible because we wanted deterministic I/O. So with a VNX, you can have pools of disks where you have SSDs, fast 15K disks, and really slow SATA drives, and you can have files or blocks promoted that are hot. The problem is that you'll have a developer who goes away, projects put on hold, they're moved to something, 2 weeks go by, their VM is moved to the really slow storage, they come back and all of a sudden their VM is slow. Or the timing is off because they know how long it's going to take to run an entire compile and test, and now it takes longer. So for us, it was really important to make sure that the speed was going to be the same no matter how long a VM had been sitting there. So basically, the back end is about 140 15K drives. It's set up in a RAID 100. So basically, hardware RAID 10, then with metal striped across it. And we also have a terabyte of enterprise SSDs. Our mix of traffic of I/O is basically the flip side of what everybody else's is. Most people, 80% read, 20% write. Because we're a developer environment and because of what we develop, we're 80% write, 20% read. So that means it's very important to us to have some place for all the writes to go. This is going to be very hard to see, but if you actually squint your eyes, you can see that in general, our I/O has a latency, best case, under a millisecond. Worst case, absolutely worst case, 9 milliseconds latency, which is pretty good. And actually, when I get back to the office on Monday, I'm going to be working with EMC to see why we have one host that's, you know, having over 2 seconds latency. So, it's worked out really well for us. The VNX is awesome. I know everybody has their own favorite storage. I'm not saying you should go out and buy a VNX or a VNX is better than whatever storage you like. It's just an option, and I don't work for EMC, so it's a pretty honest option, and the lawyers will want me to say my opinion only. But basically, it's a great machine. Now, would we buy it again? Yeah, I definitely recommend it again. It's worked really well. 2 years from now, as vSAN matures, that's going to be a different question. But right now, vSAN doesn't do block deduplication. The next VNX, which is going to be announced September 4th, will do block deduplication in the back end, and they've completely re-architected the kernel to get more IOPS, better thread performance for the SSDs. So that's about it. I'm definitely under the 15 minutes. Does anybody have any questions? How about we do this? There actually are people out there who thinks 1 millisecond is good I/O latency. Raise your hands. Anybody? Okay, we got one. 5 milliseconds. Is that good I/O latency, bad I/O latency? I got another hand. All right, for you guys, any idea what your I/O latency is? No. No. All right, well, that's fair enough. You wait until the users complain, but go back to the office and take a look. If all of your VMs are in an I/O wait state most of the time, then you need to improve your I/O. And there are all kinds of options out there. I'm excited about vSAN. I also think the VNX is an awesome option. Questions? No questions. Thank you guys very much, and thank the Brownbag guys for hosting me. Gentlemen.